Hey, JS Homecook, home cooking channel. And today we're going to use that leftover stewing hen meat to make fajitas. And that's what that is there, a fajita. What you'll need is your chicken, a couple onions, some tomato, peppers, and there's a lime there, but I never actually used the lime. Oops. So this is one of my favorite things to do with that stewing hen meat. I've done it quite a few times now, and yeah, I'll probably keep doing it. Doing the peppers, real simple. Slice them in half lengthwise, and then thin little slices like that. And in this video, I tried this new thing for the editing where I'm just gonna do like a couple peppers, and then it'll just cut to me doing the onions, and seems more efficient. Rather than have you just watch me chop all the peppers and chop everything up at like a faster speed, this just seems better. But here we go. I'll show you again 2 more times. Slice the pepper in half lengthwise, and then thin little slices just like that. And we're not worrying about the seeds today. Don't care about the seeds. You can use any peppers you like for this. I'm just using the small little sweet peppers. In the past, I've used regular bell peppers. Poblano would be good. Jalapeno, Anaheim, Serranos. You get the idea. Any pepper you like. Finished with the peppers here now. Throw them in a bowl. Get to work on the onion. So onion we're going to do very similarly to the peppers there. Slice it in half, stem to root. I'm peeling off a little bit of the top layer there. It's gone papery like the skin. Anyway, so yeah, cut it in half, root to stem, and then slice it like this. I believe this is called Frenching. I just looked it up. It's not called Frenching. Frenched onions are I guess, a fried onion, and I must have come across that at some point. I don't know. It's actually this is just a julienne, so julienne onion, which apparently also is French cut. So julienne and French cut are the same thing. It was a peculiar pronunciation of French, but all right. Working on the tomatoes now. And this is what I did. I didn't really have a plan for the tomato. I just kind of ended up doing this because it seemed simple and quick. So, yeah, I guess cut it in half lengthwise, make little strippies, and then dice it. And I'll just take this opportunity to say, make note that I'm keeping the tomato separate from the onion and the peppers. This is potentially important, so make note. Keep your tomato separate from the pepper and the onion. And the tomato is probably optional. Like I do think it's commonly added to fajita mix, like the pan part. But yeah, it's probably just optional, so don't add it if you don't want tomato. And here is the stewing hen chicken. And this is how I like doing it here. So you'll see I'm going to grab a piece, and I like slicing it. Oh, okay, I'll wait. Yeah, okay, I like slicing it like thin little slices with the grain like that. And I actually do think it's pretty important to go with the grain instead of against it. It will help the chicken meat get more ribbony, which is what I like, almost like a pulled texture sort of thing, a pulled chicken fajita sort of thing. So by all means, slice it however you want, but my money's on with the grain and in thin strips like that. I'm going to cut the video here, though, to show you how much chicken I used. And this here is how much I used. See that? Probably about half. Let's get a pan hot on the stove and then add some oil. This was at a medium heat. Once your oil is ready, go ahead, throw in your peppers and your onions. That's peppers and your onions. Not tomatoes, not yet. Now that you have the peppers and the onions in the pan, you'll continue to cook those for about 5 to 10 minutes before adding anything else, and this will be a good opportunity to get to work on your fajita spice mix. So give it a good toss at the start to make sure everything gets coated, and then after that, just come around every once in a while and move it around and make sure it doesn't burn. If you have any bits of onion that are stuck together, just break them apart best you can. If you feel like it's cooking too quickly, just turn the heat down a little bit. It'll be fine. We're going to go make the spice mix now, so we're going to cut to that. And here's the ingredients for the spice mix. That is onion powder, sweet paprika, oregano, Aleppo chili powder, normal chili powder, black pepper, garlic powder, cumin. One more time: onion powder, sweet paprika, oregano, Aleppo chili powder, normal chili powder, black pepper, garlic powder, and cumin. Just said it twice because I hate when you're watching a recipe video and they blast through the ingredients and you have to repeat it like 5 times. And I also want you to know that this spice mix is just a proportional recipe. I actually did double this amount, but not everybody likes things as spiced as we do, so that's why I'm preparing the spice mix with the proportions I'm preparing it with. And then people that are happy with that amount, awesome. Other people who need more spice in their life, just double or triple it. But here we go. We're going to start making that spice mix now, and I'll try and keep it slow so that you don't have to keep rewinding the video. And okay guys, get ready. Here we go. 1 teaspoon cumin, 2 teaspoons paprika, half teaspoon oregano, half teaspoon Aleppo, 1 teaspoon chili powder, half teaspoon garlic powder, and then as much pepper as you like. I did 24 cranks off my mill. And if you're wondering what Aleppo is, it's just another type of pepper, another type of chili powder. I like it quite a bit. It's probably the chili powder I use the most. But you can use any chili powder you want or have. If you really want Aleppo, I would say do me the kindness of not buying it from Bezos. If possible, go on an adventure, try and find it at a brick and mortar. But I guess if Amazon is your only choice, then so be it, I guess. I mean, I'm no saint. I don't like Amazon, but yeah, I still sometimes use it. Anyway, so you need a cornstarch slurry for this recipe, and I think that's probably about half a cup of water. And I added to that 2 teaspoons cornstarch, so just get yourself a little glass and some water. Make yourself a little slurry and set it aside for later. After the 5-10 minutes while you were preparing your spice mix and your slurry there, your peppers and your onions should be looking cooked down. They should be looking good to go. So you can add your tomatoes now and give them a nice little stir. And then after that, you can go ahead and add your chicken. Or you could add both at the same time and then stir it. I'll leave that decision up to you. There's no right or wrong way. But the most efficient way would probably be to add the tomato and chicken at the same time and then stir it. Once you have the chicken and the tomato added, you can just let it continue cooking for a little while. And then you can start coming in with your spice mix. And what I like doing for that is grabbing a spoon and sprinkling it on top like that. And then I mix it in increments just to make sure everything gets nicely evenly coated. You can taste as you go along to see if it's the spice level you like, but in my opinion, you won't really have a good idea of what the spice level is until you reintroduce moisture into the pan. So I'll add what I think looks right, and then if I need more, I'll just add it at the end after I've reintroduced that moisture. I suppose we should talk about salt at some point, so I'll just do that now. You still add salt to this, obviously, however much you want. You would be surprised at how seasoned that stewing hen meat is just coming straight out of the stock pot. I don't know why. Maybe they, brine the birds. Beats me. But I still do add salt, a couple pinches here and there. But you know your salt life better than I do, so add what you think is right. But anyway, just keep moving everything around the pan and cooking down those tomatoes. And if things start looking like they're getting a little too dry, just come in with some hot water and pour that in there and get things rehydrated. And this will also help break down that chicken into a pulled consistency. So while you're cooking it, definitely add a little bit of water here and there before you add that cornstarch slurry. Because you don't want that cornstarch slurry to cook away, you actually do want the moisture from that to stay in the pan. But you also need a little bit of time to cook that chicken down into the pulled consistency and break down the meat fibers. And in order to do that without drying out the meat, you do need supplementary moisture before adding the cornstarch slurry. So, like I say, just add a little bit of hot water here and there as needed. And then once the meat has the texture that you see in the pan there, you can come in with the cornstarch slurry like I did and mix that in. Adjust your seasonings as needed. And then this would be a good time to taste for your spice mix and see if you have the right level of spice. And I wish I spoke about this earlier, but I'm just going to say it now. Um, if you don't want to make your own spice mix, you can definitely use like a fajita mix spice pack from the store as well. I don't see any reason why that wouldn't work. In fact, I'm pretty sure I've used one of them before myself when making fajitas from the stewing hen meat like this. And if I were using one of those, I think I would just go ahead and add the spice mix right at the end with the amount of liquid that it calls for, and then just cook it down until the consistency seems right. And in doing so, I would still be adding that water from the kettle as needed just to make sure things don't dry out in the pan too much. So you're still going to be doing that, but instead of adding your spice mix while you're cooking it, you'll just add it at the end with the liquid as called for on the spice pack mix. And I'm pretty sure you would just forego the cornstarch slurry because those spice mix packs already have cornstarch in them. At least I'm pretty sure they do. This is done though. And so while you were cooking your fajitas, you would be preparing your other ingredients for your fajita wraps. We've got cheese, lettuce, raw onion, tomato, and that's adequate for us. The meat is already quite saucy, so you can get by without adding any additional condiments. Sometimes I still do, but I'm also perfectly happy with it just like this. And yeah, that's just a great way of using up some of that stewing hen meat. And we've done it quite a few times now. And we'll most likely continue doing so because it's just one of the easier things to do with it. And it's kind of fun just making some fajitas from scratch like that. That's it though. That's the video. Thanks for watching, and we hope you keep coming back. Bye for now.